Twisted World of Sports, ahoy! How are we doing? Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed this Saturday morning. If you're from the land down under like myself, you've done a very good job at making it up at this absolute ungodly hour. 5:45 on a Saturday morning for the Rugby League World Cup. Semi-final number 1, Australia versus New Zealand. Very fitting that should be taking place today. And don't forget, if you'd like to patch into the gameplay footage, see the game through my eyes, join our Discord server. It's completely free. I'm sharing my screen over there, so if you would like to patch into the gameplay footage, that is all you have to do. Zoe plays, ahoy there. Zoe plays, this is like normal for you, isn't it? This is normal time. Bar C, ahoy there, mate. How are we doing now? I've got a couple of juicy little bets going on this one. One that I couldn't put on the screen just because I ran out of space. And a couple that I do have on the screen there. As you can see, a 4-leg and a 5-leg. Pretty much all in the try-scorer market. So I've just snuck one on Australia to win there as well. I got offered a little bit of a boost by my betting agency to do a straight up bet on New Zealand. So I thought, why not? It's only $20 if they don't manage to get the victory. I'm really hoping the New Zealand are up for this game, though. Believe me, I'm hoping they are up to at least make a contest out of it. The last thing that I want to see is Australia jump out to an early lead, and then we just have an absolutely boring 70 minutes of game. So obviously, Australia would be dominating that first 10-minute period. Let's hope it doesn't translate that way, though. Let's hope that we do see a good contest. Very tight, all the way to the end. Two teams battling it out right down to the wire. Now, on that New Zealand bet as well, straight up, I've got to keep my eye out on the cash out options, because I will be jumping out of that thing so fast if I have the opportunity to. Zoe plays at 7:42 p.m. in Northern Ireland. Okay, yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what you consider normal. I consider that to be normal time. Like I would usually be starting a stream around 7:30 at night. So you see what I'm meaning there? But anyways, the anthems are done and dusted. I thought I would patch in after the anthems, because if you're anything like me, you find them boring as all hell. But it is time for the haka. And this could potentially tell us a lot about the start of this game. New Zealand looking a little flat. How much enthusiasm and passion is in this haka? We will see. So who are we on? Who are we on, chat room? Who have we got? Oh, actually, they're not going straight into the haka. They're having a little team huddle first. So while they're lining this up, let's quickly run through the bets that I've got going on. If you've got any bets, I'd like to hear about it too. Oh, the haka has begun. Just hoping for a good contest, you know. The cheese looks fired up. I wonder if he was on the good stuff last night. Cameron Munster looks half asleep still. I feel you, Cameron. I feel you, mate. It's a horrible time of the morning to be up and about on a Saturday. You just get the feeling the Kiwis could be up for this one. Marching forward. Big Nass is pointing right in the face of the opposition. Harry Grant's having a laugh at the cheese. So what was the point of that? What was the point? I know that they're mates and everything, the cheese and Harry Grant, but what on earth was the bloomin' point of that intense haka, finger wagging, slit in the throat, and then afterwards you give your mate a big hug? I don't quite understand that. Be friends after the game, all right? I was always taught you're friends before the game, you're friends after the game, but when you're out there, enemies. I'll pop you in the face if I have to. Well, not anymore, because we're talking about when I played. If you do that now, you get sent straight from the field and probably banned for quite a few weeks. So don't do that. Don't do that anymore. So yeah, quickly running through my multis that I've got on this game. Do let me know in the chat room. Oh no, it's Ashley Klein. Oh, this could be a dire old affair. We've got UK referees over there in the UK, believe it or not. Why don't we use them? Because from all reports that I've seen, they've actually done a fantastic job. And Ashley Klein somehow gets another huge game to his name. Let's try and work that one out, shall we? So, quickly, through my multis. All right, I've got Josh Adokar, Latrell Mitchell, Ronaldo Mulatalo, and Joey Manu, anytime try scorers, for a nice little 4-leg. And just to add to it, 5-leg, I've gone Australia for the win. Josh Adokar, Manu, Angus Crichton, and Jerome Hughes, anytime try scorer, just to mix it up a bit. And I was saying at the top of the stream, there's one that I wasn't able to show on the screen, but it's only a 2-leg, but it's paying a very, very juicy amount. Anytime try scorers, Cameron Murray and Peter Hiku. That'll be a good one. I'll actually be cheering that one on the most. And we are underway. Off and running. And New Zealand getting in each other's way there to start this contest, which really impeded the hit-up. And lots of intensity to start off, as you would expect, on defence, driving them backwards. And this is not a fantastic position for New Zealand starting this game. Suspect there might be an early kick here on the 4th or something. Let's see. Let's see. Tackle 4 now. The cheese dummy half. No, they're doing another hit up. And they've actually done well here on this first set to get up to the halfway line, because those first couple of tackles were extremely dominant for Australia. 5th and last, Jerome Hughes decides to run it. Still running. And he is caught, offloads, and that's a terrible kick. But let's face it, Nakora was not the man that was meant to kick. And Val Holmes is back there to clean up. Jerome Hughes saw the man offside, saw the man called offside, and tried to take advantage of some space. But he might want his options after that over again. Liam Martin now bringing it up for Australia in good field position here. Tackle 3. Almost up to the halfway. Short side play for Ben Hunt. That space shuts down very quickly, though. But they are now officially with Jake Trebojevic up over halfway on the 5th and last. Cleary with the kick. Had to step around the rushing defence. And they've let it bounce. Oh, my God, that's dangerous. It's been let to bounce. My God, it's worked out all right for New Zealand. They mustn't have even got a hand to it. I can't believe they just stood there and watched that. My goodness. Bagupoli. Samoa. Go Samoa. Oh, and here's a mistake early. Peter Hiku has dropped the ball. A disastrous start for New Zealand. Disastrous. 2.5 minutes gone. Australia with a scrum feed. 30 metres out from the line. Yeah, I'm really hoping for Samoa to make amends in their semi-final against England, because I was very disappointed. I was so excited for that first opening contest, Samoa and England. And Samoa, they just didn't gel at all, did they, in that first game? So England need to be better. They need to be prepared, because there will be a comeback in the second semi-final. Heard it here first. That's my prediction. Samoa will be a vastly different team than the one we saw in the opening game against England. And I think a much closer contest is in store. John Connor, ahoy there, mate. Oh, through the hands and created an overlap here, Australia. Latrell Mitchell offloads inside to Cleary. Cleary is caught on tackle 2, just 25 metres out. And this would be just a horror of a start for New Zealand to give up points inside the first 5 minutes. RCG on tackle 3. Right in front of the post, 10 metres out. Options left and right. Munster dummies and tries to go on his own. Tackle 4, threatening the line early. Tedesco dummies, goes on his own, almost burst through. 5th and last, they go left. Cleary, it is, putting the high ball across the face of goal. Somebody's knocked it on, but it's come away with New Zealand, and they survive. My goodness, they survive. Oh, that would have been an absolute disaster, not only for New Zealand, but for us as well, as viewers of a contest. I still think New Zealand need to win this game leading from the front. I think they need to score first and probably score second and then maintain as much of that lead as they can throughout the course of the contest. If Australia jump away early, and then it could be a long old night. Now that's what they need to do. Space here. Mulatalo's got the pace as well. Flicks it inside and they keep it alive. That's better stuff from New Zealand. Tackle 3, hot on the attack now. Mulatalo in space is what we want to see for our multi as well. Tackle 4 now. New Zealand have turned it around. They're on the attack. Hughes dummies and goes on his own. John Connor's got same game multi, 13 plus. Holmes, Mitchell, try scorers, and under 42. There is a cheeky little offload on the 5th and last. They're running it on the 5th and last. The kick is not the first thought for New Zealand tonight. They're running it a lot on the 5th and last, getting themselves into a little bit of a mess. And as a consequence, whilst it's exciting to watch, they are not getting good kicks away. At all. Same game multi, 13 plus, Valentine Holmes, Mitchell, try scorers, and under 42 total points. I tried to stay away from the overs and unders in mine, but yeah, this one might not be a very high scoring game. Manu takes it on the full. He's been going to the James Tedesco shop for his jerseys, I see. Very tight and already riding up his gut. Not that he's got a gut. Some of these guys probably have like 0% body fat. Unlike some people. Tackle 4, New Zealand. Staying in midfield, up towards the halfway line, keeping it down the centre. Now they go out to the left. This is where they created the overlap last time. Can't get through Jack Whiten here on the 5th and last. The kick is the first thought this time. Mulatalo chasing through, is told to pull back. He was offside. And Tedesco takes it without any pressure whatsoever. 7 minutes gone, 0-0. Both teams have had an opportunity to score. John Connor, you've got 0% food sense. I've got 0% drinking sense. Only at the wasted world of sports would a man get up at 6 a.m. on a Saturday morning to get on the piss and call a sports contest. Ben Hunt from dummy half has kicked the ball out on the full, not just by a little. He's kicked it out by a good 30 metres over the sideline. Opportunity knocking now for New Zealand to do exactly what I said they need to do. Lead this game from the... Not lead the game from the front. Win the game from the front. Win the game by leading from the front. Score the first 2 tries. And then maintain. Scrum feed, New Zealand. A full set of 6 inside Australia's territory. Why is Ben Hunt starting OMG? To keep it interesting, I say. That's what I reckon. When I saw Australia's team sheet, that's what I thought. I'm like, Mal's just been a good guy and keeping it interesting because nobody wants to see a 30-point demolition job. So let's throw a couple of offload. The cheese grubbers through for himself and then hammers Tedesco, but not into the end goal. Oh, the cheese looked threatening there. We need him for our multi. And he got very, very close there. Tedesco in a little bit of trouble at the back. Australia just bringing it out of their own end now after surviving that. I wonder what tackle that was because I was busy talking about the Ben Hunt story. I didn't see what tackle that was that the cheese kicked on. Wonder if it was an early grubber kick. Anyway, 5th and last, Australia have gone absolutely nowhere. A kick from Cleary deep inside his own territory. And New Zealand have got a roll on here. Manu with the hit up, starting this set just 10 metres shy of their own side of halfway. Decent field position. Oh, Manu's in a little bit of trouble there in back play, wandering around. What the hell was that? Oh, that's the 6 again. Siren? Wow. Okay. That's the first time all World Cup I think I've actually heard the set restart siren. Sounded like a train horn. Now they've created numbers to the right. If they can get it out there, Manu's chopped down by Latrell. And that'll be another set restart, surely. No, it is not. They got all tangled up. Deemed to be accidental, I suppose. But tackle 4 now, New Zealand. Great field position. They come to the left. Brown puts Papali'i in some open space. Oh, Papali'i's had his pants completely ripped off. Oh. He's wearing the loudest underwear you'll ever see in your life. The kick inside to Jerome Hughes for the first try of the game. That is fantastic for our 5-leg multi. Oh, yes. It's fantastic for the multi. It's fantastic for the game in general. Game on. Contest on. The Rugby League World Cup officials might just be changing those names on the plane tickets home. Because that's what it's all about, really, isn't it? That's what it's all about. We want to see that... We want to see that backfire. Oh, poor Isaiah Papali'i. His pants are completely ripped to shreds. I don't think I've ever seen that. A player's shorts completely ripped apart. The kick across, perfectly placed just outside the try line. Tapped back to Jerome Hughes. Let's see if they award it. I mean, it's been awarded, but let's see if it stays awarded. Or do we get an intervention, and does this get looked at? Jerome Hughes. I feel like it's been confirmed, so I can probably go ahead and put this up. Jerome Hughes, let's put a tick across his face on my 5-leg multi. Oh, that's a great start. New Zealand 4-0. Kick to come from right in front. Even if he is gushing blood out of his ear, he should be able to kick this. Jordan Rapana flicks it over. 6-0 New Zealand. The perfect start for the Kiwis. Dylan Brown with the kick. Perfectly placed. And the flick back to Jerome Hughes. Fabulous start. New Zealand, they'll have their tails up now. Oh, and it's on in back play. We've got a bit of biff. Yes. Oh, bring it back. Bring back the biff. And, of course, Cameron Munster's there, front and centre, involved in shenanigans. Of course he is. And this has been a this is a penalty to New Zealand for what? I don't know exactly. A strip. Okay. Latrell Mitchell with the strip. More than one in the tackle. And New Zealand, they get some more territory and possession here. This is the perfect start that I said they needed. Well, I mean, they've got to get another try first. But good field position here. Tackle 3. 35 out from the line. They come left. Jerome, the try scorer. Flat ball to Tarpany. Flicks it out to the cheese. They keep it alive now. Manu is going to take them on out the right. Flick pass. And Peter Hiku is taken down. Quick play the ball. They're just 10 metres out now on tackle 4. Threatening the line once again. Fisher Harris keeps the ball alive still. They've got numbers out here to the left. If they can get it out. Val Holmes rushing up out of the line. Doesn't quite make the tackle stick, but he did just enough to slow everything down there. Fifth and last, Brown, another high ball. It worked last time. Let's try it again. But Latrell gets that big unit up above everybody and brings the ball down. And Australia survive. Oh, what a hit put on Josh Adokar there. Ripped him to shreds like Isaiah Papali'i's pants. What a hit. Munster's flapping his arms around still. Honestly, how many calories do you reckon Cameron Munster burns during the course of a game simply by flapping his arms around at the referee alone? Now, here's a break. Valentine Holmes is down the right-hand side, slips. In true cowboy styles, takes a dive to avoid going over the sideline. Fifth and last, high ball. Oh, the Fox is charging through on this and taking it on the fall to score the try. Josh Adokar out of absolutely nowhere. Where did he come from? I thought it was the most aimless kick that you'll ever see in your life. And then Josh Adokar just appeared and turned it into the best kick that we've certainly seen tonight so far. Don't, for the love of God, tell me that was Ben Hunt. Well, that's why Ben Hunt's starting, I guess. Rapana had no clue. He wanted no part of that. Josh Adokar just says, thank you very much. And if he's onside, that's a couple of great little ticks there on my multis. That's both multis now get a tick. (6-4) kick to come. And, Nathan Cleary retaining the goal-kicking duties. He must have been practicing. I heard that Nathan Cleary was going to give up the goal-kicking duties on account of the balls being terrible or something. Maybe he's had a change of heart, found some form on the practice field. 6-4 kick to come. Let's see how this one goes. There's a lot of goal kickers in this Australian team, so I don't think he'll get too many chances if he fluffs his lines. Oh, it's on target. It's on target. He starts well, Cleary. 6-all. And New Zealand will want that last 5-minute period over again. For sure. They had done everything they needed to do. They got the first points, had some ascendancy, and then suddenly one break, an absolute nothing kick. To be perfectly honest, an absolute nothing kick. Josh Adokar just appears and turns it into one of the greatest kicks you'll ever see in your life. Oh, Ben Hunt owes the Fox a few beers after this game. No matter what happens. 6 points all. Back to square one we are. 17 and a half minutes gone in this one. Munster's flapping his arms around again. Oh, we need a Cameron Munster Flappy Bird counter. Every time Cameron Munster impersonates a bird, add to the counter. I think we're up to about 17 already tonight. All right. The scoreboards seem to have frozen. I'm going to try and amend that. As Australia on the fifth and last. Manu steps back and takes it. Oh, risky business, though. They are not wanting anything to do with these high balls. New Zealand. They are wanting absolutely nothing at all to do with these. And they're now bringing the ball out from their own end. Under pressure. Fourth tackle. Only up to the 40-metre line on a big hit put in by Liam Martin on Fisher Harris. Teammate on teammate. All right. Oh, here's space for Australia. Oh, could not get the offload away. Oh, I tell you what, that was some serious risky business right there. It was on. It was well and truly on there for Australia. Now they've created space on the right-hand side. Shut down. Certainly not perfect passing here from Australia. All a little bit messy, but they are finding space on the edges. Space to be found. And a nothing kick to end that set. All right, that was about the best I could do. The play-by-play is obviously not working tonight, so... Or this morning, I should say, so we'll just leave it. You've got me telling you what's happening anyway. Oh, a cutout pass now. Almost finds some open space for the Kiwis. Fifth and last. 40 out from Australia's line. Decent high ball here from Dylan Brown. Puts Tedesco on his haunches, but he takes it without any pressure at all. They seriously need to fix up their kick chase here. The New Zealand kick chase has been almost non-existent. Now the Fox takes them on and loses the ball. Adokar was threatening there, though. Adokar versus Jerome Hughes in a foot race. Adokar's probably winning. Tried to take him on. Jerome Hughes does just enough. And Rapinoe comes in and is over the top, dislodging the ball. Probably quite lucky to get away with that one. But it is a knock-on. It is New Zealand ball inside Australia's territory. Can they hit back and reclaim that lead that they did so well at the start of the game to take? down the left-hand side. Nothing doing. Hitting it up in front of the posts. Tackle 2. Hughes, inside ball. Fisher Harris is taken. Third tackle. 12 out from the line now. They come left. Hughes is waiting. Out the back. It is to Brown. Oh, it was on out to the left. Holmes caught. Rushing up again. Out of the line. Val Holmes left a lot of space. They get away with it, though. Oh, geez, it was on there. If they had been able to get that ball out to Mulatalo. Fifth and last, right in front of the sticks. 5 out. To the right-hand side they go. Brown through the hands. Jerome Hughes, grubber kick through. And now offside is Cameron Munster. A penalty here, right to the left of the posts. Right to the left of the post. Sorry, that was really confusing. But it's a penalty. New Zealand, do they take the 2? Take the 2. Take the 2, I say. Surely they take the 2. Accidental offside, really. Reflex action from Cameron Munster. A gift 2 points for New Zealand. You've got to take them when they're on offer. Taking some time in lining this one up. Get on with it. Come on. Let's get it moving along. Jonathan Manson, yes, take the 2. Australia haven't given up more than 10 points. And in a semi-final as well, you know, Australia, England, Samoa. Doesn't matter who you're playing. In a semi-final contest, take all points that are on offer, I say. This is a relatively simple kick. He'll probably miss the goddamn thing now. But a relatively easy kick. Just to the right of the posts. Slap it over. Get the ball back from the kickoff. There we go. Over it goes. 8 points to 6. New Zealand back in front. And they probably deserve the lead, to be perfectly honest. We've got some random West Tigers fans in the crowd. Victor, ahoy there, mate. Yes, take the 2. And take the 2 they did. And look at what's happened. They are in the lead. Who'd have thought? Tedesco with the kickoff. Interesting. Has that been happening all World Cup? I haven't really been watching, to be honest. I watched the first game, England and Samoa, and then I watched the quarterfinal, Samoa and Tonga. And now, this one, which I'm hoping for a good contest. But New Zealand, on the back of the 2-pointer, are now tackle 3. Is that Isaiah Papali'i? He's got some new pants on. Poor guy. Pants completely ripped to shreds. Never seen anything like it before in my life. Now, they've created some space to the right. Jerome Hughes, he does not get the ball out there, though. He decides to go on his own and take the tackle on the 5th and last. So Brown will be doing the kicking. That's a better kick chase. Much better kick chase. But they still didn't quite get it pinpoint perfect. And Valentine Holmes, no pressure on the take. But they were right there to thump him as soon as he got it. That was a much better set of 6, a much better end to the set. And a big hit now on Mitchell. Trying to milk the penalty. Adokar swarmed by 3 defenders for tackle 4. And New Zealand have just gone up a little notch here. Just ever so slightly. They have lifted. It's up to Australia to respond. Harry Grant's on. 5th and last. The kick is deep. Down to Manu. And Manu's shirt is even further up his body now as this game continues to go on. Mulatalo steps away from Whiten, but into 2 defenders. Front foot ball for Tapani. Offload to Cheese. Fisher-Harris now with the ball. Just a good little period here for New Zealand. Space out to the left again, but it's shut down. The rushing defence is doing just enough. Whiten it was that time. A big run from Leota. They get into Australia's territory again. Jerome Hughes with the kick this time. I think they were offside there on the right. But they hung back just enough. And they stop the Fox before he even gets going. Tackle 1, Australia. Just slightly on the back foot here. Tackle 2, 10 out. No set restarts, no silly penalties. That will be the story of this set for New Zealand. And get that ball back in as good as position as possible. Going wide here early. Trying to create some space and doing so. Whiten finds Liam Martin. Probably not the man you want out there on the edge for a break. But they've once again stretched them wide early. The last time they did this, they scored a try off the back of a kick. They're all lined out here to the left. Tedesco's chopped down at the legs. 5th and last. They come to the right. Cleary, a perfect ball. An absolute pinpoint accurate pass to Whiten, who gets the offload to Valentine Holmes. And just like that, we are going to have a look and see if Jack Whiten was held. Andrew O'Grady, ahoy there, mate. The reigning and defending premier of Wasted World of Sports. So we need to have a big look at this. There was a lot going on. A lot happened. And again, shifting the ball wide to that right-hand edge early in the tackle count has reaped rewards for Australia. Big-time rewards. They are just killing them down this right-hand edge. Whiten steps inside. How he did not score on his own, I will never know. And that is a try in the corner. Valentine Holmes. Down goes Whiten. Nobody's on him at that point. He gets the ball away. Try. He couldn't have done that in State of Origin. Yes, Victor, that's how they scored the first try. The same move. Skittling them down that right-hand edge. Lots of space to be had out there for Australia. $10 points to 8, kick to come. Maybe, just maybe, now, that decision to take the 2, not looking so good. Maybe that's the way they should have been looking at it. No, look, I stand by the call. I stand by the call to take the 2. You take the 2 points when they're on offer. Cleary from the right-hand touchline. Moves in. Strikes it nicely. It's going to hook around the face of the goal and a miss. Noah Edits, ahoy there. Let's go Australia. 10 points to 8 with the missed conversion. 9 minutes to go till half-time. It's been a great tight contest so far. Really, in all honesty, though, Australia have only really done 2 memorable plays. It's just fallen their way that both those times, and I'm talking about the early shifting of the ball, they're under the pump. Both times they've been under the pump in that set of 6, going nowhere fast. Tackle 3, 10 metres out from their own line, looking like a fantastic set. And right-hand side, lots of space to be found out there for Australia, shifting the ball early. Let's see, do they do it again? No. Cameron Murray just hits it up. Takes tackle 3. They're sticking to this right-hand edge, though, and why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? They are just absolutely destroying them down that right-hand side. Noah Edits, it's me, Heidi Ma. Remember me, I just changed my name to Noah Edits for my channel. I do remember Heidi Ma. Andrew O'Grady, Kiwis have been looking dangerous from the start. If New Zealand were in the lead, I don't think anybody could say that they didn't deserve it. Let me just put it that way. Australia have really only had 2 standout plays. And as I was saying, yeah, they both led to tries, so fair reward for that. But overall, I would have said New Zealand were on top, and I don't think anyone would have batted an eyelid if you say New Zealand probably deserve overall to be ahead in this contest. But they're not, and that's a big problem, a big-time problem, that they are not. Now they're stretching it to the right-hand edge on their own. Hiku can't quite do the same damage, though, as Australia did. 5th and last. Hughes, high ball. They let it bounce. Australia, it bounces forward. Oh, Holmes there. Pinches it in thin air. Valentine Holmes. Oh, these Australian players just have a tendency to just appear out of nowhere. That's what it feels like. You thought for all money that New Zealand had a fantastic bounce and were about to be gifted a try right under the sticks. And then out of nowhere, suddenly little Val Holmes appears. They go out to the left here. Munster showing and going a couple of times. I don't think I've seen... And he's flapped his arms around again. Put another one on the counter. The Cameron Munster Flappy Bird counter. Chalk up another one. And now New Zealand let it bounce. Bounces kindly for Mulatalo. Very, very lucky there, New Zealand. Unlucky down the other end. Lucky up this end on defence. That ball could have bounced anywhere. Australia. The Australian Randy Ortons. I like it. Tackle for New Zealand. A very unlucky bounce down the other end. Lucky bounce this time. And they are back into Australian territory. 6 minutes to go till half-time. Hughes with the high ball again. Pressure on the Fox. Oh, no. Not at all. Not at all. Josh Adokar says, pressure? What pressure? He slinks down to one knee and takes it. Almost as if he were proposing to it as it landed. There's Angus Crichton. We need him to score a try. That would shake things up. An Angus Crichton try would certainly shake things up for my 5-leg multi. Here they come down this right-hand edge again. And what's happening here is they're coming down this right-hand edge, and It's almost like the New Zealand defence are not trusting each other over here. Lots of space to be had. They are backpedaling at a rate of knots on this left-hand defensive edge for New Zealand, the right-hand attacking edge for Australia. Yes, and that's Mulatalo's over there, I know. That is a huge high ball. Pressure on Manu. Steps away from the flying Tedesco and is wrapped up by Munster. And I can't help but notice that Munster doesn't flap his arms around looking for a penalty when he's the one infringing. Interesting, that. Tackle 3, New Zealand hanging in there. Big run here. Oh, Nass with a huge run up to the halfway line. Bumping off defenders like it's Jonah Lomu rugby. Now they've created space again. Mulatalo, has he got the pace? He's got support inside from Dylan Brown. What a try from New Zealand. What a hit back. It would have been a lot better if Mulatalo scored it on his own. It would have been much better for Mulatalo to score it on his own. But Dylan Brown, ranging up in support on the inside, gets his second try of the World Cup. Mulatalo with space on that left-hand edge again. It's all happening down that side of the field. I tell you what, put this down to Big Nelson's run, though. Charging into the defensive line and making meters, bumping them off. Valentine Holmes again racing up out of the line. That try's on you, Val. That try is on you. Rushing up out of the line. It's finally bitten him on the arse. Finally. It's been threatening all half. The Val Holmes rush up. Space has been created on more than one occasion, and it's almost led to tries on a couple more. And finally, Valentine Holmes has been exposed out there. $12 points to 10, and going into halftime, look, as I was saying slightly earlier, I don't think anyone can argue, even the most one-eyed and hardcore of Australian fan, I don't think could argue that New Zealand are full value for this lead that they should take into halftime of 4 points. A pretty fair reflection of the game, I think. Jordan Rapana, 100% so far tonight. Should put this one over as well. But I tell you what, that would have been great for my Maltese if Mulatalo scored that. I got pretty excited seeing him in open space. But yes, he was not going to score on his own. He had to offload. Over it goes. 3 from 3 for Rapana. 14 points to 10 in favour of New Zealand. They are well and truly up for this one. And there it is, out to the left, Valentine Holmes rushing up, leaving Mulatalo with just enough room to get on the outside. Imagine if they could squeak another one here. Jerome Hughes taking the kickoff again. It's happened a few times. Jerome Hughes taking the first hit up. It's an interesting tactic. Let's take one of the smallest guys in our team and have him do the first run-up. And we're not talking Brian To'o small, you know. Brian To'o might be short in stature, but he's built like a bloody tank. Jerome Hughes, not so much. Fifth and last here. Hughes with another high ball down to the Fox. How's the chase this time? Down to one knee again goes Adokar. But they're on him. Nowhere to go. Keeping a nice solid line on the kick chase. Tedesco dummies almost gets through. He's just brought down by the cheese. But front football here for Australia. Set restart. There's only 5 seconds to go. Tedesco breaks from dummy half. Oh, what a heartbreaker it would be. An absolute heartbreaker it would have been. But Australia, every time they get the ball, you just feel like something's about to happen. And that's the problem, isn't it? When you're a team coming up against Australia, a game can turn on its head in an instant. But halftime, New Zealand, 14-10. Oh, let's see what my cash out is. Let's see if they're offering me. Honestly, if they're offering me a decent enough cash out option here, I would probably take it, I dare say. No, they're offering me. They are offering me a mere pittance of a cash out. So that's not worth taking. We may as well ride that one out. We may as well ride that one out to the end. So how are the multis looking? Mine are interestingly placed. Mine are quite interestingly placed. The one that's looking the best is the 5-leg, which I wouldn't have thought at the start of the game. I thought I was well and truly on for my 4-leg. But maybe I'll sneak in that 5-legger. We'll see. We'll see. Half-time, though, 14 points to 10. As I was saying, New Zealand, absolute full value for that. They deserve that. They have overall been the better of the two teams, I think. Performance-wise, Australia have looked a little scrappy, a little messy. But the two or three periods of time that they have clicked into gear, they've looked very threatening, if not gone on and actually scored. So certainly anybody's contest at the moment. We are still in a scenario where Australia could win and win big out of this one. So anyone who's gone 13 plus, don't let the closeness of the game at halftime bother you. This could still... We saw how threatening Australia looked at the back end of that half. Every time they got the ball, space, front foot, backtracking defenders. This could still open up huge in the second half for Australia. Whoa, what the hell was that? Ah, thank you very much for the follow. Over there. On Twitch, I believe that was. All right, so I'm going to have myself a quick break for halftime. We'll be back for the second half. Wasted World of Sports. Don't forget, catch the game live on our Discord server. If you don't have access to it and you'd like to tune in for what's shaping up to be a very exciting second half, feel free to jump over there and chuck that on. And yeah, that's about it so far. 14 points to 10 in favour of New Zealand. They've showed up. They've turned things on their head just a little bit. Can they go on with it in the second half? We'll find out. Wasted World of Sports. So welcome back. Whoa, what an intense first half that was. Pretty exciting stuff. Before we jump back into the second half, just a little bit of housekeeping. Don't forget the Discord server. You can come along and watch the gameplay footage. See it through my eyes as I share my screen whenever we do these streams. But of course, it's better for me if you have access to the game and already and just like to patch it on YouTube, but that's fine too, of course. That's preferable. Whoop. Oh, God. All right, I've just made a complete mess of myself. I accidentally cheersed the microphone and then... Where's James keeping the spill counter? There's still, I've done well this early in the morning. I've gone a whole half without spilling anything. That put that to bed now. King Kong, New Zealand are ranked number 1. So should be lifting that cup. Well, I don't think anybody at all could possibly disagree that New Zealand would be worthy World Cup winners. You know, for a country that's dominated by a rugby union, they do more often than not field quite a competitive rugby league team. You could say the exact same thing about not at the moment, about the Wallabies. You certainly can't say it about the Wallabies at the moment. They are about as far from competitive as they've probably ever been. But for a nation that is dominated by rugby league, it's the complete opposite. Complete opposite ends of the spectrum. But I think it would be very good for the sport of rugby league internationally if Australia don't win this. Honestly, a New Zealand-Samoa final would be massive. I'm all for that. I'm on board. I'm well and truly on board. New Zealand-Samoa final. Let's lock it in. And let's lock it in this second half. New Zealand, they're halfway there. 14-10. Remember what I said at the top of the stream. They needed to score first. They did that. You cheeky bugger, James. There you are. Keeping count. Okay, well, we're only at 1 this morning, so... Only at 1 this morning. We're doing well. Now, what was I on about? Oh, yes. Samoa, New Zealand final. Let's lock it in. No, I'd already said that. We were talking about what I said at the top of the stream. New Zealand needed to score first. Check. They did that. I said that they probably needed to score second as well. Okay, that one didn't quite pan out. Australia hit straight back. But they needed to win this game from the front. They needed to win this game from the front, not come back into it after giving up an early lead. And so far, so good for New Zealand. I think they've really showed up and they're taking the fight to the much more preferred Australian team. By the way, for those of you who have been joining me for some time, you might notice that all the levels and everything have reset. The scores have reset on the leaderboard, for example. That is because, although we haven't done anything to make it officially official yet, Andrew O'Grady has essentially won that first round of he's the reigning premier, basically. He won the premiership for the NRL season on the streams. Still got to sort your prize out, mate. Don't let me forget that. I've got reminders everywhere for myself, so I definitely won't forget. But now we've officially signed off that first season. So congratulations to Andrew O'Grady. So I've reset all the stats, and we can kick in with. We can start to kick in with the new season soon. Once I establish what we're going to do in the downtime before the NRL kicks off again next year, we'll figure it out. Anyways, it's not important right now. What's important right now is that both teams are on their way back out to the park. The caddy, ahoy there, mate. Yes. Oh, okay. Honestly, I didn't care who won or lost this game until that whole scenario with the organisers of the World Cup and the plane tickets. What motivation to give a team, though, right? What motivation to say, look, we've been so written off. We have been so written off in this contest that they chose our names to put on the plane tickets back home. So the try scorers have been, let's see, I'm going to move that up a little bit because it's starting to clip off down the bottom. My screen layout's not really working well tonight, is it? Second half is off and running. So to answer that question for you, try scorer has been Nathan Cleary. No, sorry, that's conversions. Josh Adokar and Valentine Holmes. Josh Adokar and Valentine Holmes, try scorers. For Australia, Jerome Hughes and Dylan Brown. For New Zealand, it is Australia first use of the ball. And I'll tell you what, even though that they're in the lead currently, I'm going to say what I said for the first half to start this second half. I feel like New Zealand probably need to score first. I'm going to throw that out there. I think if Australia score first in this second half and score early, the floodgates could start to open up late in the contest. Mulatalo takes the high ball and surrenders. But he surrenders 10 metres out from his own line. And this is almost like a complete reversal of the first half, where we saw Australia having a fight out of their own end in that left-hand corner. Plays the ball to nobody, and that allows the defence to get up in Manu's face. And it's tackle 4. Tackle 4, New Zealand. They're only 12 out from their own line. No, they're not. They're a bit further along. Fifth and last, though, well inside their own territory, and Hughes is forced into a very defensive kick that Tedesco doesn't attack. He lets it bounce and pop up nicely for himself, but there is a wall of New Zealand defenders there waiting for him. I wonder if this is actually a tactic. I've been talking about how weak the New Zealand kick chase has been overall in general tonight, but I'm wondering, is it a tactic? Because you've got some speedsters and some threatening runners in that Australian backline. The Fox, Tedesco, Harry Grant's out of dummy half. Munster's flapping his arms around again. God damn it. Oh, and that's touched and be 6 again. Grant comes down with the ball. Oh, it's been called play on. Ashley Klein has completely missed it. Oh, no, he's seen it. There's the 6 again. 0 take. I was going to say, I thought he missed it. It just took him an absolute eternity to call it. And this could be a nightmare scenario to start the second half for New Zealand. Still on the first tackle. Still on tackle 1, Australia. And then he's knocked the ball on. Oh, what a gift. Cameron Murray. Oh, no. Munster flappy arms should totally be a t-shirt. Cameron Murray has just handed New Zealand a complete and total lifeline. Oh my goodness, I can't believe what I've just seen. New Zealand off the hook, just what they needed. Very much like the first half began, wasn't it? Australia made a big error, and New Zealand went down the other end and scored. Hot on attack made an error. They were still on tackle 1 there, Australia. That's a huge error. Manu trying to get New Zealand on the front foot. Leo with a hit up, good one. Puts his back into the defense. He got a little tap on the chin there. I guarantee you that was Munster. I can guarantee that was Cameron Munster being a cheeky little sod. Oh, threatening to break through the line. Can't quite get there. Fifth and last, though, just poking their noses into Australian territory. Hughes with the high ball. A much more enthusiastic chase this time. And it's come off the Fox. Picked up by New Zealand. What an offload by Leota. Is that Peter Hiku scoring a try? We've got a lot to look at here. But Peter Hiku... Peter Hiku is on my two-leg multi that is paying an absolute fortune. I just need Cameron Murray to score a try too, if he's got one. It's gone up as no try, but there is a lot to look at here. We have got a lot to dissect here, starting with the high ball that the Fox just let bounce off his own chest. Here we go. Are they onside for starters? Yes. Oh, jeez, it's close. Just. Yeah, this one is not being given, folks. This one is not being given. Boo! Boo! And worse than that, it was an offside, so we're coming back for a penalty. Not only is it a disallowed try, this is huge field position coming up for Australia. Devastating call there against the Kiwis. What a try what a great World Cup try that would have been. And boy, do they have their tails up now. New Zealand are reeling from that call. Let's not get over emotional though. Let's controlled aggression. Controlled aggression. That's what you need. Controlled aggression. Actually, how much do I win if New Zealand win this game? Got to keep my eye on that cash out option. Oh, here they go out to that right-hand edge again. Australia looking threatening. Oh, third man in. That's dangerous play there on Tedesco. I'm really surprised that wasn't a penalty. That would absolutely have been a penalty in the NRL. Cleary trying to do it all on his own. And he's lost the ball. Another gift for New Zealand. Oh, and it's on. It's on. I'm sure I saw fists being flung about there. There was definitely a punch or two thrown here. Yes, bring it back. Bring back the biff. I'll tell you what, though, Australia making mistakes and then fights breaking out on the back of it. New Zealand are well on top here, emotionally. The knock-on is called. And then Cameron Murray, for absolutely no reason at all, sparking some push and shove, and then it's all on. Completely unnecessary from Cameron Murray. Completely unnecessary. This has got to be a penalty against Cameron Murray. And it is. It's a penalty against Cameron Murray. Completely unnecessary for him to come flying in the way that he did. Dylan Brown with, the touch finder. Just finds the line. Only just gets over the head of the Australian defence there. And they start this set on halfway. But yes, in my experiences with sporting contests, when an Australian team in any sport start making silly little mistakes, and then fights break out on the back of those silly little mistakes, rather than just copying it on the copying it on the chin, I was gonna say, but then I'm talking about Nathan Cleary. I don't mean to bring chins into the equation. When they start fights rather than just copying it and moving on, you know you've got them rattled. It doesn't matter what sport it is. And now, an overlap's been created here, flicking it out to Mulatalo. Bad pass, has to throw it Hail Mary style inside. Dylan Brown keeps it alive, though. On the fourth, Cheese spots a gap. Takes on Cameron Munster. Can't quite get through. Fifth and last front foot ball. Hughes, cutout ball across the line. And taken in a great tackle. Latrell Mitchell holds his ground. And that will be a turnover. No kick away. But starting this set 5 metres out. This is what footy's all about. Back and forth, end to end. Great defence, great attack. Isaiah Yeo. Haven't really mentioned him all that much tonight, but there he is on tackle 3. Munster's hit hard. And a kick on tackle 4. Wasn't inside the 40. Doesn't matter because it's taken on the full. Joey Manu. Jeez. He's got an interesting step there, Manu. It looks like he pulled a hammy. He certainly doesn't appear to be 100%, though. Let's keep an eye on my cash out. It's gone up a little bit more. It's just creeping up there, my cash out option. On a $30 stake, I'm not going to cash out on anything under $100, though. So they need to give me a better offer than that. Better offer than that, please, banker. Come on. Up over halfway again now, New Zealand getting themselves just into Australian territory. Fifth and last. Hughes, high ball again. Watch the offsides. Hiku, and again taken out. The kick chaser taken out again. Nothing done about it. It was a long way away from play, though, but... Oh, careful, Nelson, careful. Emotions are riding high here in this game. Some huge defence from the Kiwis. Tackle 4 now. Australia fighting out of their own end. Yo to Munster. Keeps it alive. Back to Yo. Fifth and last. 50 minutes gone. 10 metres their own side of halfway. Munster runs. Puts the ball high. Rapana backpedaling. Takes it on the full. And then shoves Munster in the face. Says, get away from me. That is a big don't argue. Woof. Oh, I missed a great opportunity there, actually, to have a cheeky little dig at Cameron Munster. Oh, well. Hopefully the opportunity will present itself again. Better set of defence here for Australia. New Zealand are trapped inside their own half here. Tackle 4. Just bringing it up now to their 40-metre line. The kick will come from inside their own territory for the first time in quite a while. And it's that same kick down to the right-hand edge. Tedesco takes it on the full. A line of Kiwis defence awaits. Honestly, I mean, it's happening so often, it can't be ignored that it's potentially a strategy. They are not rushing up. Oh, no, big. They might not be rushing up on those kick chases to retain a complete wall of defence. But they're rushing up here too quickly in general defence. And a very relieving penalty for Australia. And look at that kick into touch from Cleary. They will be starting this set 40 metres out from the line. This could be a huge turning point. Mitchell nearly escapes the defence. 6 more tackles again. Oh, no. This could turn ugly very quickly. Just little things like that. Little things like that. You don't want to gift this star-studded Australian team any chances. Martin takes it up. They're 10 metres out now on tackle 2. Grant from dummy half finds Cleary. They've swarmed him. Tackle 3. 10 out. Midfield. Grant. Dummies to the left. They go right. Where Munster is standing with Tedesco. Tedesco is taken and wrapped up on tackle 4. Still danger for New Zealand. Cleary inside ball to Isaiah. Yo! Can't quite get there. Just brought down by the bootlaces. Trying to milk. Oh, and he has milked it. What was he supposed to do there? Ashley Klein, explain yourself. You either blow the penalty straight away. You don't stand there and say play on, and then when the player gets tackled and makes a mistake, then award the penalty. It's either a penalty or not, mate. Cameron Murray reaches out and scores the try. Australia are back in the lead. An absolute dodgy call. It must be said by Ashley Klein. You don't wave play on, and then when the player gets tackled or makes a mistake, suddenly call a penalty. And then your explanation is, I tried to play on, mate, but there was a player laying all over the ruck. Nonsense call, but New Zealand, after all their solid defensive work, an absolute gift here for Cameron Murray. And I tell you what, that try that was disallowed for Peter Hiku holds even more weight now because Cameron Murray was the second in that 2-leg multi, and that would have been a win. That would have been a couple of $100 right there on the back of that try. But Peter Hiku had his turned over. Disappointing for me. And the cash out is now into the negative as Australia take the lead. Well, they're about to. £16 to 14. Australia now in the lead, quite frankly, undeservingly so. It must be said, no matter who you're going for, it's got to be said that New Zealand just making the wrong errors at the wrong time. Australia's mistakes are coming down New Zealand's end of the field when they're hot on attack. New Zealand's mistakes are coming when they're trying to bring the ball out of their own end or defending their own line. 16-14, though, it is still in reach. That was a huge moment in the contest, though, I believe. They're still up for it, though, the Kiwis. Look at that first hit. And Carrigan now gets the Kangaroos marching forward. Yo now with another hit up through the forwards. Carrigan. Big hit. Tackle 4. Still inside their own half. And must surrender there, running around the back of his own player. To surrender for tackle 5. The cheese is busted. He needs to come off. Brendan Smith needs to get off the field ASAP because he is going to cost them some more points if they leave him out there. Mulatalo caught on tackle 2, and the cheese is off. Yeah, he didn't look 100%, cheese. He's the one that Cameron Murray just prints headfirst straight through to score Australia's try. He is clearly not healthy. Up over halfway. Manu loses the ball. The mistakes are starting to flow now for New Zealand. You feel like the heads just might drop here. They might just drop. Australia have got a full set of 6 here now to really drive the dagger in. If they get themselves out to an 8-point lead, I am willing enough to say that that's game over. 20 minutes to go. An 8-point lead might just be a bridge too far. For a team that would have to feel like they've dominated large portions of this contest, to be staring up at an 8-point lead would just be so demoralizing. Big set of 6 on defense here. Big set of 6. They need to hold out here. Tackle 2. Big Tino takes it up. Flopping around on the ground looking for... Can players just get up and get on with the game rather than flapping their arms around or flopping around on the floor like a fish trying to win penalties? Just get on with the bloody game. And that's a big mistake here for Australia. Early in the tackle count, losing the ball cold. New Zealand, that is just what they needed. They have been let off the hook once again. Oh no, knock on, straight back. Liam Martin with a huge hit. They've swarmed from everywhere, the Australians, to pat each other on the back. Fisher Harris is getting involved. That's massive. The error had just been made. Lots of hands on hips and hands on knees and just a deflated-looking New Zealand team. Jeez, not a whole lot of arms in that tackle from Liam Martin. Not a lot of use of the arms there, it must be said. Out to the left they go from the scrum. Australia, they could ice this contest right here and right now. Munster across the face of goal to Big Tino. Tackle 2. 10 out. Munster's flapping around in background again. Right-hand side. Oh, getting all tangled up. Carrigan has to surrender. Tackle 3. Waste of a play there for Australia. Cleary, dummies, goes on his own. Smashes into a wall of defence. Tackle 4. 2 more tackles to negotiate here. Grant darts out a dummy half. Can't quite make it. 5th and last. This is it. This is a huge moment in this game. They're up quickly. Cleary dinks it in over the top. Backwards now. 6 again. Oh, they've got to... It's got to be over here. Munster. Inside goes Crichton. And Crichton runs around the back of his own player. And we will come back for the knock-on. I dare say. No, advantage has been played for the knock-on. And it is a penalty to New Zealand. Off the hook again. And I tell you what, Australia have had every opportunity to ice this game. Because I don't want to write off the... Oh, look. Even Latrell Mitchell could have been penalised there. Take your pick of penalties that you want out of that little sequence of play. Australia, their own worst enemies at the moment. Oh, no, but New Zealand are not doing themselves any favours either. Australia just well on top at the moment. Papali'i trying to wrestle back some momentum with a good run up to the halfway line. But yeah, just the enthusiasm's gone out of the New Zealand attack. They look deflated. They look Somebody needs to do something to just spark this team into gear. Will it be that short ball from Hughes? It won't be. They've shut them down, fifth and last. But opportunity here for a decent kick and a good kick chase. Pressure on the take for Tedesco. Oh, Munster with the shepherding all over the place. Anybody else other than Munster would have been penalised for escorting. 100%. And he's flapping his arms around now. He's just blatantly come across and taken out Joey Manu from the contest. Oh, it's on. It's on. It's going to blow up here before the end of this game. For sure. Tense. A lot of tension out there. Careful with the lifting of the legs there, Kiwis. Don't throw it away. Controlled aggression. Liam Martin keeps the ball alive. So at the moment, even when New Zealand are doing some solid defensive work, Australia are still finding a way to come out on top. Manu takes it on the full. Can he be the one to spark something for New Zealand? Munster goes for the one-on-one strip. He doesn't get it. Manu holds on for dear life. 17 minutes to go in the game. 2 points the difference. One-on-one strip by Ben Hunt. And here they go. The door has been flung wide open again by New Zealand. They have just had a disastrous last 13 minutes of this game, New Zealand. It must be said that if they go on and lose this game, put it down to the last 13 minutes where they have been a complete and total shambles. This is a completely different team to the one that started and had Australia on the ropes, on the back foot. But now it's New Zealand holding on to a very, very thin lifeline. And it's about to be snuffed out, is it? No, they wrap up Cameron Munster and put him down. Fifth and last. 5 out from the line. Cleary gets it away to Trebojevic, to Yo. Crichton cuts back in field, puts a kick through Angus Crichton, and it's a decent kick. Mulatalo takes it. And New Zealand will be starting this set a metre out from their own try line. Mulatalo's hurt. That's not good for my Maltese. Well, I think my Maltese are done and dusted anyway, to be honest. Yeah, Mulatalo's done. Mulatalo is done. He will be off. And now Nickel Clockstad's in trouble as well. They want a penalty here, New Zealand. They're looking for a penalty. Oh boy, they should be getting one too. They should be getting one. Tino with a shoulder direct contact to the face. And this is interesting as well. Mulatalo crushed by Valentine Holmes over the top. Oh, just a shoulder straight to the face. "15 minutes to go, and it is a long, long way upfield here for New Zealand. A penalty would have been very, very useful. I wonder what New Zealand have to do to get a penalty in this game, just out of curiosity. What do the Kiwis have to do to get a penalty given to them? Apparently shoulders to the face don't do it. Here it is again on replay. Boom! Second shoulder charge of the night. The first one was from Liam Martin on Fisher Harris. That time, Tino on Nickel Clockstad. So I don't know. I don't know. In all honesty, I haven't been following it that closely to know what rules we're using, but apparently shoulder charges are allowed in the international version of the game. Because honestly, both of those tackles would have been penalised and potentially a player in the bin if this were the NRL. Fifth and last here for New Zealand, deep inside their own territory. And a nothing kick here from Jerome Hughes off the outside of the boot. And Hiku knocks it on. And now the Fox is away. Shut the gate. Oh, he's tripped. Jerome Hughes does just enough again to shut down Josh Adokar. Just enough. And they are holding on to the smallest of lifelines here in New Zealand. The smallest of safety nets surrounding them. But it is about to break. You just get the feeling. Australia have been hot on attack for essentially the last 20 minutes, non-stop. Tackle 3, Munster, dummies, steps, is wrapped up on tackle 4 in front of the posts. Inside New Zealand's 10-metre line again for more than one tackle. Something's got to give eventually. Fifth and last. What do they come up with? It goes to Munster. Munster throws it across the line to Cleary, who puts in a bit of a nothing kick. And Rapana saves the day and stays in the field of play. But again, starting a set a metre out from their own line. And now Rapana's broken. Limping around in back play. The walking wounded here in New Zealand. Who's going to step up and swing this contest? Fisher Harris with a hit up. But they are just trapped inside their own half. Manu could be the man. Manu could very well be the man. Fifth and last. They're even further inside their own territory than last time. Better kick this time from Jerome Hughes, but it is straight down the orifice of James Tedesco. Is Nelson going to be the one to turn this game around? 12 minutes to go. Time running out for New Zealand. How important was that disallowed try for Peter Hiku? Not just for me and my two-leg multi that I would have won, but how important for the game in general. That disallowed try, they would have still been in the lead. They would have been trying to hold on to the lead rather than trying to hold on from this game blowing out. Fifth and last, Australia a bit further back this time. Cleary. Not really a threatening kick. And Hiku takes it nicely and runs away. Yeah, Nathan Cleary's kicking game certainly has not been what we expect it to be. That's for sure. That was not close enough to the goal line to put any threat on the New Zealand defensive line. But they're bringing it out from deep inside their own territory again here, the Kiwis. Tackle 3 already, only up to the 20-metre line. They need a set restart. They need a penalty. They need somebody to just break this game open for them. Nass trying to be that man. It's the fifth and last. Again, though, so deep inside their own territory. Hughes changes up the tactics a little bit. It's a kind bounce for Tedesco. And Tedesco nearly breaks through. A lot of busted Kiwis on the sideline. Big hit put on Whiten. They need to step up and do something here, New Zealand. Let's hope they don't just go out very limp-wristed like the Sharks did in the... Oh, straight from dummy half goes Cleary, finding space. Front football. Australia. Hunt now keeps the momentum running. Trebojevic, fifth and last, on the attack again. Hot on the attack again. Inside ball. Tedesco slips. And that will be a handover. Oh, and Tedesco's hurt. Tedesco's hurt. Did he smack his head on the ground? I think he did. Tedesco smacked his head on the ground. But looking up, a long way to go upfield again for New Zealand. They need to try something at some point. There's only 9 minutes to go in this game. They need to do something special to break this open. There's a gift, a set restart. That's going to be very helpful indeed. Tackle 1. Manu with the wraparound. Offloads, keeping the ball alive. Remember, Mulatalo is not out on that left-hand edge anymore. He had to come off injured. And Papali'i with a big run. This is what they needed. Okay, now, tackle 2. Inside Australia's territory. Now they've got a chance to launch something. Brown, out the back to Hughes. Out the back to Manu. And Manu is manhandled by Latrell. Absolutely manhandled in the tackle by Latrell Mitchell. Offload again. The offloading from New Zealand's been good. Oh, and a threatening run there. Just shut down by the Australian defence. 5th and last, 20 metres out. Hughes, high ball. How's the chase? The chase is good, but Latrell Mitchell takes it on the fall. What a take from Latrell, it must be said. Lots of pressure on. And he takes it without so much as a bobble. Tackle 3, Australia holding on to a slender 2-point lead. With 8 minutes to go now, there's still time. But New Zealand need to keep themselves down this end of the field. 5th and last, great set defensively. Australia only get to the 25 metres out, and that's a big kick. That's a huge kick from Cleary, and a very lucky bounce. Why were they standing there letting that bounce? Ruppiner has burst straight through. He's got support on the outside. Nickel Clockstad steps inside 1, inside 2. They shut it down, though, Australia. Here we go. Here's the moment. Big lineup to the right on tackle 1. Jerome Hughes, inside ball. Nelson offloads. Hughes again, kicks through on the Fox. Why would you do that? Why would you put a kick through on Josh Adokar? The fastest man in the game, and you're going to try and outpace him with a kick on tackle 1? You goof. Why would you kick chase against the Fox on tackle 1 when you've got forward momentum and front foot ball? That has just cost them this ball game. We're having a look at the grounding, but I'm pretty sure that he was already over the sideline. I tell you what, it'll be double celebration, though, if this gets awarded, because Peter Hiku is the second of my 2-leg multi. Great offload. Here, they had them absolutely skinned. Absolutely skinned. I don't understand why you would kick chase. Josh Adokar was already facing that way. Why would you kick chase him? I tell you what, this is a lot closer than I first thought. He's jumping from outside the field of play, and it's hit the dead ball line anyway. I still can't believe the thinking of Jerome Hughes there. Tackle 1. Tackle 1. Trying to kick in behind Josh Adokar, who is already facing the right direction for the chase. I don't understand the thinking behind that at all. That is a huge moment in this game. Massive moment. They had a full set of 6, and Jerome Hughes has decided we'll try and outpace Josh Adokar on tackle 1. Boy, would he want that moment over again. Wow. What a huge moment in this game. But it's given New Zealand some life, though. Some big defence. Australia have gone into their shell. Just one out. One out hit-ups. They're trying to hold on to this lead now, Australia. Suddenly, it's New Zealand. Tackle 4. Just one out stuff from Australia. Not taking any chances. They've got the lead. They don't need to. But it does present an opportunity for New Zealand here. 5th and last. Inside their own 40. Cleary will kick it as deep as possible. Straight down the throat. And this time, Rapana takes it on the full. Gives it to Manu. Oh, I still... Jerome Hughes will be beating himself up inside his own mind right now. Boy, would he want that moment over again. 100 times over. And he would never come to that same decision that he did in the heat of the moment in a World Cup semi-final. Great defence here from Australia, though. New Zealand. Here's an opportunity. Brown pokes his nose through. Tackle 4. Front foot ball. Out of dummy half they go. 5th and last. Papali'i's cut down. They're a long way out from the line. 5th and last. Get a kick away. Get a kick away. They're going to get caught here. Jerome Hughes now. Crossfield kick. Again, Hiku not chasing. Adokar takes it with no pressure at all. And he nearly breaks through. Just no kick chase. 4 minutes to go. And you get the feeling that that was New Zealand's chance there. You get the feeling. Disappointing. Disappointing. I came so close to my 2-leg multi again. With Peter Hiku denied for a second time tonight. And Australia just making meters at will there. I think even New Zealand. Here we go. Down the left-hand edge goes Mitchell. Keeps it alive inside to Adokar. Crichton keeps it alive. Was it touched? It could be 6 again here. It is not. It's 5th and last. Australia 10 out from the line. Front football. Cleary goes on his own. It's a handover. But New Zealand suddenly all the way back to a metre out from their own line. This game has not disappointed, but yeah, look at that. Players down on their knees, hands on hips, hands on knees. It'll be a huge effort. Manu plays the ball. That's a long way to go upfield here in 6 tackles. Very bunched. They need to do something here. New Zealand need to throw caution to the wind. They're very bunched. They've got to try something. Something different. Something expansive. They can't just go out limp-wristed with one-out stuff going through the sets. They've got to attempt something. 5th and last. There's only 3 minutes to go, guys. You realise that? Jerome Hughes puts the ball down, finds some open space, bounces up nicely for Adokar, and he gets it away to Tedesco. 3 minutes to go. Australia, 2-point leaders. Valentine Holmes doing hit-ups. Fourth tackle. They're inside New Zealand territory now. Ben Hunt has still got life in those legs. Those old legs pumping from Ben Hunt. 5th and last. Cleary tries to chip it in over the top. It's gone sideways. And Holmes with a terrible kick. It's gone dead on the full. So this is it now. One last chance. One last shot for New Zealand. 2 minutes to go. And they've got to go 80 metres upfield. And they're very grouped again. One out stuff, standing still. It's just not happening for them. Zero tackle. But they look dead on their feet. 90 seconds to go and a long way upfield. Tackle 2. Look at even the cheese. He looks absolutely destroyed. Here they go. This is what they need to do. Some expansive play. Manu down the right-hand edge. He's taken by Munster and Mitchell in a double tackle. Fourth. They're inside Australia's territory. 1 minute to go. This is it. Hughes across the face of the defence. Dylan Brown can't break through. Here we go. Fifth and last. What can they come up with? Hughes taps it in over the top. Escorting from Munster again. Gets away with it. And that will be the game. That will be the game. Disappointing end. A very disappointing end. Tell you what, though, Latrell Mitchell has been a gun under that high ball. Cameron Munster blatantly escorting again. One-on-one strips or a mistake is what it's going to take now. 15 seconds to go. They look for a one-on-one strip. 6 seconds. Do we even get another play the ball in? We do not. What a game. It really was. Some very questionable decisions. But you expect that when you've got Ashley Klein as the referee. Wow. 16 points to 14. Australia hold on and win. But I tell you what, they had so many opportunities to ice that contest, did Australia. New Zealand, their big opportunity was that set of 6 when they were on the back foot. Rapana made the break. They had front foot ball. They had a full set of 6, and Jerome Hughes decided we're going to put a kick chase in on Josh Adokar, one of the fastest men in the sport. Try and process that in your mind. And that's not to say that I'm blaming Jerome Hughes for the loss. Not at all. Not at all. But I dare say he would wish that he had that moment over 100 times. He might have trouble sleeping for the next week or so, looking back on that moment in the game. And the Peter Hiku try that was disallowed, the one for offside, that was a bit of a tough call. Would have made for a much more interesting end of the game if New Zealand were ahead 18-16, trying to hold on rather than trying to come back from 14-16 down. It's exactly as I said at the top of the stream. New Zealand have to win this game leading all the way through from the front. They have to win it from the front. They're not going to win it by running over them in the back stages of the game. And it turned out to be exactly correct. So, a little disappointing. None of my bets came through tonight. I was robbed out of the Peter Hiku, Cameron Murray 2-leg multi. I was completely robbed blind out of that. But that was a great game. That was very much worth waking up early on a Saturday morning to catch. Don't know that I'm particularly interested in anything else in the tournament, but seriously, we need something to do until the NRL kicks off again next year. What the hell are we going to do? Anyways, I'm sure we'll work it out. All right, time for this man to go get some breakfast. Thank you very much for joining me at the Waste of World of Sports. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed here on a Saturday morning. Company, as always, very much appreciated. I'll catch you guys next time. Guys and gals, I shouldn't assume that there's just all blokes in the audience. But yes, thank you very much. Discord, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. I'll catch you next time. Until then, cheers. Congratulations, Australia.